Building a relationship is akin to constructing anything substantial. First, you need a robust foundation. Then, you must develop yourselves layer by layer, individually yet together. As you progress, you'll find that even the tiniest issue, if given enough attention, can cause everything to collapse. That's why dating someone compatible with you, perhaps your twin flame, is crucial for a long-lasting relationship. Entering a relationship often comes with high hopes, with little anticipation that anything might go awry. However, early on, you might start to notice inconsistencies. Things just don't seem to add up. Perhaps she isn't being completely honest, and certain behaviors seem off, leaving you unsure of her true intentions. Does she genuinely love you, or is she driven by selfish motives? To help you stay on the right track, I'll outline 10 types of women you should definitely avoid dating. Remember, the following insights are meant to be taken with a grain of humor, and much of what I'll discuss applies to both men and women. Let's get to it then. Number 1. The entitled woman. This is arguably one of the most troublesome types of women to watch out for when dating. Entitlement is like an invisible burden some women carry, convinced the world owes them everything. You know the type. They expect you to cater to their every need and desire without putting in any effort themselves. They believe they deserve the best of everything, whether it's attention, gifts, or special treatment, simply because they exist. Now, don't get me wrong, everyone wants to feel special, but entitlement takes it to a whole new level. It's as if they have a mental checklist of what they're entitled to in a relationship, and if you don't meet every item on that list, good luck keeping them around. The problem with entitlement is that it's a one-way street. It's all about what they can get from you without any consideration for what they can contribute. This mindset is a recipe for disaster in any relationship. So, fellas, if you encounter a woman with an entitlement mentality, my advice is simple: run, don't walk. You want a woman who appreciates you not only for what you can provide, but for who you are as a person. Keep your eyes open and don't let entitlement prevent you from finding a healthy, balanced relationship. Number 2. The Materialistic Woman. This type places more value on possessions than on people. The danger here is that she might be willing to give you up at the slightest opportunity, especially if someone with more resources comes along and tempts her. When dating a woman who values material possessions over human connections, you need to take a closer look at her character. One day, she might sacrifice you, your love, and everything you've built together for the chance to acquire more material things from someone else. Don't get me wrong, everyone enjoys the finer things in life, but there must be a limit. Moderation is key. If she is willing to go to any length just to acquire material possessions without considering your feelings and thoughts, then this is not a woman you want to settle down with. Prioritize finding someone who values you for who you are, not just what you can provide. Number 3. The liar. If you're with a woman who never tells the truth, frequently gives you half-truths, or resorts to white lies, you need to be on high alert. I'm not saying you should completely avoid dating her, but you should definitely proceed with serious caution. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and being with a liar undermines that completely. How can you trust her? How can you envision a future with someone who isn't honest? Think about it. This is someone you might end up spending the rest of your life with, sharing your bed and your dreams. If you can't trust her words and actions, what's the point? It's a no-brainer. Always prioritize honesty in a relationship. Without it, you have nothing solid to build on. Number 4. The lack of accountability woman. Now, we all make mistakes and have flaws, but it's how we handle them that truly matters. Some women, however, just can't seem to own up to their actions. They refuse to take responsibility for their part, quickly blaming others, making excuses, or even denying their wrongdoing. Let me be clear. A lack of accountability is poison to a relationship. It shows a fundamental lack of maturity and integrity. In any partnership, there will be challenges and disagreements. But if you're with someone who fails to acknowledge their role in a problem, you're fighting an uphill battle. Gentlemen, if she can't own up to her mistakes, how can you trust her? How can you build a solid foundation for your relationship without accountability? It's like building a house on quicksand. It's not going to work. My advice is this. When you come across a woman who refuses to take responsibility for her actions and can't admit when she's wrong, don't look past it or ignore it. It's only a matter of time before that lack of accountability destroys your relationship. leaving you right back where you started. You need a woman who is willing to own her mistakes, learn from them, and grow as a person. Don't settle for anything less. Hold out for a woman mature enough to take responsibility for her actions, because that's the kind of partner you need by your side. Someone who can be a good wife and mother to your children. Number 5, the manipulative woman. We've all encountered manipulative people in our lives. Those who use cunning tactics to control or influence others for their own gain. In relationships, manipulative behavior can wreak havoc like nothing else. These types of women know exactly how to push your buttons and twist situations to their advantage, making you feel like you're the one in the wrong. They'll use guilt trips, play mind games, and even resort to emotional blackmail to get what they want. Manipulative behavior is a sign of insecurity and a lack of respect for boundaries. It's a surefire way to poison any relationship. A healthy relationship is built on trust, honesty, and mutual respect. If you're with a woman who constantly tries to manipulate you, always scheming and plotting behind your back, you're setting yourself up for heartache and pain. My advice is simple. If you suspect you're dealing with a manipulative woman, trust your instincts and get out while you still can. No amount of love or affection is worth sacrificing your mental and emotional well-being. Hold out for a woman who values you for who you are, not for what she can get out of you. Number 6, the insecure woman. Have you ever dated someone who's insecure? It can be physically, emotionally, and mentally draining. Insecurity can manifest in various ways. She won't allow you to have female friends. She constantly checks your phone to see who you're chatting with. And she feels threatened by anyone who looks your way. If you're contributing to her insecurity, it's crucial to stop those behaviors and reflect on your actions. However, if she is naturally insecure and lacks trust in everyone, believing that everyone is out to get her or steal you away, you need to be cautious. This level of insecurity is unhealthy and can put a tremendous strain on your relationship, your love, and everything that matters to you. Insecurity is ugly and will eventually wear you down with its constant demands and suspicions. A woman who is inherently insecure is not someone you should date, as she will ultimately make you miserable. Prioritize your well-being and seek a relationship built on trust and mutual respect. Number 7, the narcissistic woman. One type of woman that many men fail to recognize when dating has a serious issue that can single-handedly destroy relationships: narcissistic tendencies. We've all heard the term narcissist thrown around, but what does it really mean? Simply put, it's someone who is excessively self-absorbed, craves attention and admiration, and lacks empathy for others. If you're struggling to understand that definition, think of someone who is really into themselves, always wanting people to notice and praise them, and doesn't care about how anyone else feels. When it comes to dating, narcissistic women can be a real nightmare. They may seem friendly and likable, always saying nice things about you, but there's something risky hiding beneath the surface. Narcissists are masters of manipulation. They're experts at using others to fulfill their needs. They'll make everything about them, belittle your accomplishments, and never hesitate to throw you under the bus if it means boosting their own ego. These tendencies are a major warning sign in relationships. They're like a cancer that eats away at the flesh until there's nothing left but skin and bones. My advice is simple. If you suspect you're dealing with a narcissistic woman, cut ties. No amount of love or affection is worth sacrificing your self-respect. Hold out for a woman who is capable of genuine empathy, someone who values you as much as she values herself. Number 8, the attention addict. This type of woman is constantly seeking validation from strangers online. She often resorts to posting half-naked photos in swimsuits, lingerie, or even nude, craving the attention and validation from countless strangers. Unfortunately, this behavior frequently leads to negative consequences. She's also prone to infidelity because she thrives on the thrill of receiving attention from others. This woman gets bored easily and is always chasing the next source of validation, whether it's another like, comment, or new admirer. Once the initial excitement of a relationship fades, she quickly loses interest and moves on to the next person who offers her attention on social media. For her, nothing is ever enough. This deep-rooted issue stems from a lack of self-created happiness, relying instead on external validation to feel fulfilled. Overcoming this requires significant healing and introspection because she's trapped in a cycle of seeking constant validation from others, unable to find contentment within herself. Number 9, the uncooperative woman. This type of woman makes it impossible to have a successful relationship because she refuses to compromise. We all know that relationships require give and take, finding that middle ground, making sacrifices, and meeting each other halfway. But what happens when you're with a woman who simply isn't willing to compromise? A woman who refuses to compromise is like trying to drive a car with no power steering fluid. You're headed for a crash. Unfortunately, there are many women out there who are set in their ways, unwilling to budge even an inch, which makes it incredibly challenging to establish a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Now, everyone has their boundaries and non-negotiables, which is perfectly normal. But when you're with a woman who won't acknowledge your needs and desires, who insists on having things her way without considering your perspective, it's a significant problem. Compromising is a sign of maturity and respect in a relationship. It shows that she's willing to make sacrifices for the greater good of the relationship. If you find yourself with a woman who is unwilling to compromise, who always insists on her way or nothing, my advice is simple: run. Because a woman who fails to compromise can ultimately destroy a relationship. Hold out for a woman who understands the importance of compromise, who values mutual respect and understanding. Look for a partner who is willing to work together as a team, where both parties contribute to the growth and happiness of the relationship. Number 10, the unambitious woman. This is the immature, irresponsible young lady with no goals or priorities. As grown adults, we should be grinding, leveling up, and chasing our goals. If she lacks ambition on her own, how can you expect her to grow within a relationship? Many women mistakenly believe that beauty alone is sufficient for a relationship. However, she must also be capable of personal growth alongside you. Therefore, it's crucial to steer clear of women who lack dreams and aspirations. So that's it for this video. I hope my explanations of these 10 types of women have been clear and helpful. Whether you agree or disagree with me, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Your feedback and support mean a lot. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.